It is frustrating when you see the opposition do wrong, but it is shameful when your side falls short and you rationalize it by saying it's understandable because of the amount of provocation that was experienced.
President Trump's pardon of Joe Arpaio, and I may have that name wrong. My first gut reaction was to agree with Trump, but that was an emotional response, and that is why I don't comment right away. Based more on the frustration of the opposition's insanity of not wanting to enforce laws, or playing with words in an attempt to define illegal acts based on feelings, not reality. Their claim of those here illegally should only be sent back if they committed a crime is incredibly frustrating to me, as if the act of coming here was not a crime, or that in order to stay here they must buy false documents, thus encouraging others to break the law, and then using those documents to get a job, thus getting someone else in trouble because they didn't know who they hired was not legal to work here. The insanity of listening to those in power sanctimoniously look us in the face and lie so blatantly creates a level of disgust in me that I struggle not to overreact. However, someone has to be the one to stop the cycle of hypocrisy. And I think if this country is truly of value to you, it's important you stay calm, especially in the face of such insanity. And you cannot let a man's past good excuse acting on his own frustrations. Fact is, this message we are sending to future generations is dangerous. I can sympathize with law enforcement officers' frustration seeing bad things being ignored by those that pass laws he is supposed to enforce, especially when he's taken an oath to enforce laws he is supposed to enforce. But Joe Arpaio went too far. Stopping people to ask their immigration status when there is no other reason to pull them over is dangerous, and both left and right must understand. While judging him based on his past, you are also sending a message to the future generations. This is a slippery slope. You might see this as excusable, but you're making an emotional exception, not using wisdom to pass judgment. We can never forget that our children are watching, and while they may not understand the definition of hypocrisy, they know what they see as wrong. You telling them one thing, yet doing another, can only confuse them, disgust them, and lead them to ignore your words, because they know you can't even admit when you're wrong. Law must be blind, and yes, the left has not been treating this issue based on right and wrong, but we can't fix it by ignoring when someone from your own side, out of frustration, crosses the line. In short, the pardon was acted on too fast, and I think disproportionate. This is a case where I'd really rather rely on those better aware of facts than rely on my own feelings. Trump cannot possibly know all the facts. It can't be undone. The pardon will never go away. But it should be called out by us, because our silence is sending a dangerous message to the future that can only get out of control. All of us are getting frustrated, including President Trump. And while I understand that, we can hardly fix a problem by using the same tactics of a few leaders on the left. Remember, labels are dangerous things. Once you dehumanize people, it is far easier to allow very bad acts to happen. Many tragedies have happened because a group of people were demonized and dehumanized, Jews being just one of them. Those on TV or in positions of power do not speak for all on that side. It would be unwise to judge all based on their leadership. Over time, the more insane their leadership gets, the more those with an open mind will turn from them. But it's hard for them to see it when our side is acting just as insane. Someone must rise above the schoolyard mentality of "it's your fault." Thank you.